Tammy, can you tell us about your program, monitored treatment program, that what it's all about, who it can help, and how long that takes, and what's involved in going through that program with Desert Oasis Recovery?
Sure, that's a great question. Our monitored treatment program is an extremely important part of what we do at Desert Oasis, because it is a program specifically designed for professionals. And when we talk about professionals, we're talking about doctors, licensed attorneys, anyone that holds a license that could be in jeopardy. That segment of the population has a really hard time seeking treatment because they don't want the exposure, they don't want to know. So we've developed a program that is specific to that and meets those needs. So a case in point would be if you have a nurse who's lost their license, maybe they've gotten into some addiction, the state will require them to be monitored. And that monitoring means not only do they have to go inpatient, but wherever they go, that needs to be reported back to the governing board. So in the nurse's case, it would be the Board of Nursing. So they usually end up being monitored for about 3 years. And what we do with our program is take care of all of the steps that the Board of Nursing requires. So that would look like inpatient treatment, aftercare, UA or drug testing. Oftentimes, with the nurses, once they have their license suspended, they have to complete a year of treatment, and that isn't necessarily inpatient. They have to go to an inpatient program followed by aftercare, followed by intensive outpatient program, and then they may get their license back, but they still have to be randomly called in for UAs. They'll get a phone call saying, you got to come in today, right now, drop everything and take a UA. Those are the only conditions under which the boards will allow any of these clients to continue working. So it's an extremely important part of what we do to help the professionals not only deal with their addiction, hopefully, and recover from that, but also allow them to maintain their licensure and keep working in their field. We are one of the only places in New Mexico that offers that service. Many inpatient programs will, you can go inpatient and hopefully get your disease treated, but once you get out, you're on your own, and then you have to go seek another program that will do the monitoring for you. So we take care of all of the monitoring. Okay, some of the professionals that might need our services are cops, lawyers, doctors, nurses, therapists, any of the bodies that have a license that can get in any kind of trouble, either losing their license or malpractice, any of those kinds of things. Those are the clients that this specific program is tailored for, working professionals that need the help and are in maybe a little bit of trouble and need to go through our monitored treatment program.
So are these always court monitored, or can they be board monitored where they know they've got a professional who's in trouble and the board says, there's been some complaints against you, you haven't gone to court for this particular issue as of yet, but we mandate from the board that you get into a monitored treatment program for your addiction. So does that happen?
That actually happens most frequently. That is exactly how it works. Maybe somebody's run into a problem. Most employers will give random UAs these days. So you may get called in once a year, and it's your turn to go take a drug test, and maybe it comes back dirty, or maybe there's some behavior, some sloppiness, whatever it is, and you get asked to take a test. If your test comes back dirty, the board will absolutely make you go get some sort of help, and that help has to be something you can prove, which is where we step in, because we provide that. But I wanted to also mention, you mentioned court. Many of our clients have pending DWIs and have things going on with the court. We're one of the programs that will report to the court. So the word reporting is really important, because the court, again, if you say you have a DWI, you go before the judge and you go off to treatment. If the judge is trying to make a decision, do I want to let this person drive again? Do I want to trust them? they probably are going to give you jail time unless you can go somewhere that says they've not only completed my program, but here's a report every week. They're in compliance. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So we help many, many people like that. Desert Oasis will represent you in court if you need. And we help people not only get their lives back on track, but in that sense, we can help them with their legal issues.
So somebody could be in trouble, big trouble with say an aggravated driving while intoxicated charge, talk to their attorney, talk to your program and say, look, I've contacted Desert Oasis Recovery. They've offered their services on a monitored treatment program. Judge, I'd like to enroll in this program in lieu of having jail time.
Correct.
So your role would be to help these people, number one, deal with their addiction, and number two, have an alternative to jail time and come to you for extreme help, which would be tremendous. And then they don't lose their job, they get treatment for their drug addiction, etc.
And that's the hope. And our relationship with the judges in this state is very good because our statistics show that if people just go to jail, 92% of them will repeat the same offense. In other words, they will go drive and drink and drive again because they haven't learned, even in jail, they do have programs in jail. They have a 30-day program in jail that they make most DWI offenders take. But what happens when they go to jail is it's punitive. So most of the time, the person that's sitting in the jail cell is just biding their time and waiting to get out. And the thing that seems the most important to them when they get out is, I can celebrate now. I've served my time, I can go drink. And they have learned nothing about their addiction. So our program is widely respected because we are not only monitoring them so that there's not freedom, so they're not running wildly about the city or getting to resume their normal life, but there is education that's going on that hopefully will help that person not repeat that same offense.
Sure. Can Desert Oasis Recovery receive handle a case for a client from any jurisdiction, any court in New Mexico?
Absolutely.
So they're all the way down in Hobbs or Deming or all the way up in Clayton, New Mexico, or someplace far away. Just because you're based in the Albuquerque metro area doesn't mean you can't help you can help people statewide.
Absolutely, and many of our clients come from outside the district because we're, again, one of the few programs that will monitor. So we get referrals all the time from outside coming in, that need our kinds of services.
Great.